Okay, so first we're going to see how to download GarageBand and how to get it installed on our Mac. So I'm in the App Store here, App Store for Mac. And as you can see, you have a different apps here. You can download a lot of different stuff. And as you can see, Logic Pro 10 is there as well, which is GarageBand, but a more professional version of it. And as you can see, that version costs a lot more money. This is in Swedish crowns here, but this is around $200. But GarageBand is for free. So you only have to type in here in the search bar. So GarageBand, like this. And let's click on GarageBand. And this is the page for GarageBand. So as you can see, rebuilt from the ground up with a fresh new look and amazing new features. GarageBand is the easiest way to create a great sounding song on your Mac. So you can actually create full songs with GarageBand. It's very easy to do so, and it's price free. As you can see, it doesn't take up too much disk space. But there is a sound library that comes with GarageBand, which is a lot bigger than this one. And we're going to install them on the hard drive, on the computer hard drive, the internal hard drive. But I also have a video on how to install the whole sound library on an external hard drive as well. Okay, so when you want to download and install this, it's just a matter of clicking this button here. And as you can see, it tells me to open it since I have it installed and downloaded and installed already on my computer. But for you, it's going to say download here. So you just hit that button and that will download GarageBand and then install it for you. So when that is done, just go here and type GarageBand and that will open up GarageBand for you. So this is the first window you go to when you open up GarageBand on your computer. So here you can see new projects, and this is a selection of different projects you can choose. So you can go with the empty project, which would be just an empty project with no instruments or no effects preloaded. Then we have something called ringtone, which is a project file which says create your own custom ringtones. Then you have Songwriter, same thing here, an ideal writing studio with drums, guitar amps, and vocal tracks. And this is just a project file with different preloaded instruments and effects for what Apple thinks is great for songwriters. Then we have next thing here is voice. So record your voice with modern, classic, and experimental vocal tracks. Electronic, a solid blend of drum kits and pulsating synths. Amp collection, a collection of legendary guitar and bass amps. Then we have keyboard collection, a diverse collection of keyboards and synthesizers. Hip hop, a gritty mix of drums and analog synths. So this is basically the same thing here. So all of these are just preloaded templates with different effects and synths in them. So let's say that you go for an electronic track that you want to create. You can go here and choose the electronic here, but I always go for empty project because I like to create the track from scratch. And you can also choose hip hop, for instance. If you're creating hip hop tracks, you can go here and get inspiration for your tracks. So if you go, let's say we're double clicking hip hop here, let's see what that brings us up. So as you can see, this project is preloaded with a drummer track. So a drummer track is an automated drumming sound. So this has a lot of different beats presets, as you can see, and we also have different drummers. I'm gonna talk more about the drummer section in a later lecture, but this is just to introduce you to GarageBand's interface here. So as you can see, we have a drummer which plays this sound. Then we also have different bass sounds, different synth sounds. So let's listen to this. I'm going to bring up the musical typing window here, which you can bring up by pressing Command K on your keyboard. And with that, you can play with your keyboard instead of having a MIDI keyboard. But you can also play with your MIDI keyboard if you have any installed on your system, of course. Okay, let's take a look at the Deeb's sub bass here. Next one is Fizzy Layered Bass. Yeah, so as you can see, there are different preloaded instruments here. So you can just play along with this drummer section. So this is perfect to get down inspiration or ideas immediately into your program. So as you can see, this is the drummer section. So I'm going to play the drummer here and just record something very quickly here to just get something in there. So let's press record and let's listen to it and record at the same time. So we have something here. Let's close this window here, and as you can see, piano roll will show up. So I'm just resizing it like this, and here are our notes that we recorded. So we can zoom this a bit by going to our trackpad if we have a MacBook, or we can also zoom with this little arrow here. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit, and I'm going to select all of these and press time quantize on Q there. And now we have all of our notes aligning to our beats here, as you can see. So let's play this now again. And as you can see, we have two different sections here are on our region, as you can see here. And this is looping. So if we drag it here, this section or this region will be looped. Then we have this other section here, which is just resizing this region. So I'm going to loop that. And now let's say that we want to play around with the sub bass. So I'm not going to record this time. I'm just going to play around with it, and then we're gonna hit record so we can go get that notes into this project. Actually, we're going to copy this region. So to copy regions, just hold Option and just drag it like that. You need to hold. So you need to hold the region, pressing Option on your keyboard, and then just letting go like that. So now we have this, the same region with the same notes in this track here. So let's double click this region instead. I think it's going to be too high since the sub bass should be a bit lower in the notes here. So if you click on the notes, you will get a playback of that note. Yeah, I think that's a bit too high. So I'm going to take these notes. It's on F2. I'm going to go to F1, like that. Let's take a listen to this track now. Very easy to do. All right, so we're gonna take a bit of an overview of GarageBand in the next lecture. So I'm going to cover from here and all the way to here, and then we're gonna go over the workspace area here that you can. This is basically the arrangement area of GarageBand, and then I'm going to cover the library as well. All right, so see you in the next lecture.